Good morning, everybody. I'll say that over here. I just, off the record or however you want to do it, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Are you guys ready?
I'm excited.
You guys ready? Good morning. I'm John Snaza, Thurston County Sheriff. The first thing I want to really stress is that this is an ongoing investigation and there's a lot of information that is still forthcoming. So I apologize if there isn't a lot right now, but again, this is been very fluid investigation, but it's a very long and tedious investigation. On March 7th of 2009, Nancy Moyer was reported missing by the Tenino Police Department. On March 11th of 2009, Thurston County Sheriff's Office took over the investigation of Nancy's disappearance. Through the investigation, it was learned that Nancy Moyer's disappearance was presumed that she'd encountered something that was very horrible, and we believe that she was deceased. Now, over the years, this case has grown very cold. But Thurston County Sheriff's Office and the detectives have received information of leads that through investigation we took over these leads and followed them through the fullest. In late 2018, early 2019, this case garnered national attention due to various true crime podcasts and television programs. On July 9th of 2019, we received information which led Thurston County Sheriff's Office to the 16,500 block of Sheldon Lane Southwest, located in Rochester, Washington. A male subject was taken in custody and booked into Thurston County Jail. His name is not being released at this time. However, he has not been formally charged, but his information will be released after preliminary court appearance later this afternoon. Yesterday, July 10th, detectives from Thurston County Sheriff's Office, along with members of the State Patrol Crime Scene Response Team, conducted a thorough search of the residence and property listed above. Detectives remain on scene at this time as they continue to search for evidence in this case. I can't stress how complicated this case is. And one thing I really want to mention is I can't thank, yet alone, Thurston County Sheriff's Office, Washington State Patrol Crime Response Team, and the Seattle FBI Office for all of their help and assistance that they've given us. If anybody has any information to this case, please contact Thurston County Sheriff's Office or Detective Hamilton as soon as possible. And I can't stress enough that this still is an ongoing investigation, and we're still looking for any leads or information that makes this case come to a conclusion. So, no.
Have you found any evidence of that property linking?
We have located some items of evidence that we are sending to Washington State Patrol Crime Lab for identification. But right now, it's just items.
Is he cooperating with you?
When you say he, are you
The gentleman
talking about the gentleman?
who you arrested, who also is the registered owner of the house?
He has made some statements, and we're acting on those statements that he's made.
Did he say that he killed her?
He's made some statements.
Can you elaborate on the relationship between the suspect and the victim at the time?
I know that that the victim and that the individual at one point they did work at the same location.
At the Department of Ecology?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he the one that she dropped off?
That part I don't know anything about.
So he's 3 doors down from where she and her husband had lived. And he was living there. She was at a different location, though, on the Highway 507, which disappeared.
She lived in Tenino, yes, sir.
But she did live 3 doors down. Her husband did.
Her husband and she lived there prior to the incident. Yes.
Did you ever search that area around around her original house?
We are still conducting the investigation of that area.
Back to 2009.
In 2009, did we search that area? We conducted the investigation, and over the years, we've been following up on the leads. And so we're still following up on the leads even today.
Can you tell us where this lead came from that led you to the house?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Can you tell us where this lead came from that led you to the house?
Where the lead came from? We received information from the individual who resides there.
Do you think the recent exposure, the 10-year anniversary, any of that coverage helped get us to where we are?
I think with the national media looking at these types of cases have helped a lot of cases, not only in Washington State, but throughout the United States. And do I believe that this has brought more attention to this particular case? Yes.
Mr. Basinger with the podcast seemed to believe that his contacting this individual is what caused him to come clean.
That part I couldn't say. I haven't spoken to Mr. Basinger about any of this. And just to let you know that when we're talking about social media or media, I don't get to control what is said or what is truthful or what is not. I can only control what I know and what I'm learning through this investigation.
There are people in Tenino, that community, who feel like there's some closure now because of what's happened in the last 48 hours. Is this a done deal, a closed case?
I don't think that would be a fair assumption. In the beginning, I said that this is an ongoing investigation, and again, I can't stress enough that we are still continuing this investigation and looking for all items of evidence so we can process this to verify yes or no.
Is this the same kind of challenge you're facing with Gail Doyle's murder or disappearance? You haven't found a body yet, and would you have a suspect?
On that, if we were speaking about Gail Doyle, the best part about that incident is that he was still convicted of that homicide. The hard part is when you're dealing with a missing body. Those are the cases that make it very challenging for law enforcement, yet alone for prosecution.
In this case, you still have a missing body even though you've been in his yard for 24 hours.
We have not located anything like that yet.
Can you charge him? Can the county hold him without evidence, the evidence that you're looking for?
Right now, he has been investigated for suspicion of murder. However, the prosecutor's office will be addressing that later this afternoon.
Had this gentleman ever been interviewed by your detectives prior in the years leading to this?
Yes,
Had he ever been considered a suspect until this week?
he's been interviewed.
Would you list him as a suspect or a person of interest?
Person of interest.
But he's being charged with murder.
Suspicion of murder.
So after the charges are filed, he'll be a suspect then? I mean, at what point do you call him a suspect versus a person of interest?
He is a person of interest right now. He's been arrested for suspicion of murder too, and that he will be he'll have his first court appearance at 3 o'clock.
Can you tell us a little bit more about maybe his criminal background? If he has any?
He does have some criminal background which involves domestic violence,
Locally or elsewhere?
locally and elsewhere.
So does he have a warrant out for Snohomish County on fourth-degree domestic violence?
Yes, he does.
Could you hold him on that without any?
I will do whatever I can to ensure that that justice is carried.
Did he know the family? You said they were co-workers, but they were neighbors. Did they share any common interests?
That part I don't know about.
Sheriff, how's this feel for you? 10 years running.
Well, I was a deputy at the time, and I was involved in this case as well. And I can tell you that any member of Thurston County Sheriff's Office, that when you have these cold cases that bring a new information or possible leads to the solving of a crime, you're always excited about the persistence that we have in these cases because like many people tend to forget these sort of crimes. In law enforcement, we don't forget any of these crimes.
What's the work of the property like? I imagine it'd be pretty difficult up there doing anything.
It is very difficult out there, especially when you are going through items and you really are hoping that whatever you find is a positive for what we're looking at resolving this crime.
Got one more question and we'll wrap it up. Is that it? Okay.
Thanks, Sheriff.
Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it.
Roy, would you like to say? Good.
Yeah, hello. I'm Bill Moyer.
What's your thoughts right now on all this happening?
I guess I would say the family is cautiously optimistic. You know, we want to believe this is the end, but I think, much like the press, until there's a body, we're not there yet. We want to see this carried through to the extent, and and along with that, we would like to thank all the levels of law enforcement, because over the years we've dealt with a lot, and they've been very good to the family, and very much appreciate what they've done, because 10 years is a long time for us, and I know it's a long time for law enforcement as well.
Did you know this gentleman just 3 doors down?
I didn't. I'll be honest. Until this week, I didn't realize that that they had been co-workers at some point in time. It's 5-acre parcels or larger out there, and people tend to move to the country to have a little bit of privacy, and we knew many of the other neighbors, but other than perhaps waving to him at the mailbox as you drove by, I did not know him.
When did you hear that an arrest was made or a person was being detained, and kind of what happened in your head and in your heart when you heard that?
We were first notified yesterday, early in the day. I think I was a little bit shocked at that point. I mean, after 10 years, you don't really expect to get a call at work, and it's precisely what happened. And after buttoning up a few things there, we went home, and I did speak with detectives several times during the day, and unfortunately, there's not a lot of information that's been shared, and probably shouldn't be at this point, until they have their ability to move forward.
Is this your daughter? Would she like to say something?
This is Samantha. This is my daughter. Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say.
What are your thoughts right now, though, on what's going through your head?
It's crazy. I never expected the case to go this far after it being cold for 10 years. Especially yesterday. I mean, I guess any day it would be crazy to hear that, but I just wasn't expecting it.
And Sam, I heard you on the podcast too. I know it was a tough choice for you to even participate at first. How much do you think that podcast and also the national TV show, how much do you think, and Bill as well, how much do you both think that helped in solving this case?
I feel like people wouldn't have started coming forward if it wasn't for the podcast and James Basinger. And with CrowdSolve coming up, I feel like that gave them an extra push to come forward.
Yeah, and I would say, we've done 2 television shows in the last year and a half, and then the podcast on the heels of that, and it has focused a lot more attention on the case than I think had been focused on it in a great many years. And I think the more you're in the national media, the better. And that's what people kept saying to us, is you need to get the word out again. It's been a while, and we did. And I do think that had an impact for sure.
Well, they haven't found Nancy yet. What are your thoughts on the fact that you need more help from the public or more help digging around in this finding?
Well, absolutely. I think any tips anyone can provide should be looked at. And if nothing else, I think right now, this is generating a huge amount of interest in the case, and hopefully it'll make anybody who knows anything, willing to come out.
What will this mean if this is solved and finalized? We always throw the word closure out there. We don't know what it's like to be in your shoes. What would it be like for you too?
Oh, I think it would be huge for us. The whole family needs closure. Her sister needs closure. Her parents need closure. The rest of the family all need closure. Not knowing is a hard thing. And unless you're in that situation, I don't really think you can fully understand it.
Samantha, what was it like for you when you first got to the house and she wasn't there, the door was open? What'd you think?
I didn't think much of it because she would go on walks or there was a gas station right next to our house, so she could just walk there and get some food or something. So I didn't think much of it, and then by the third time we came back, it was like, where is she? And it's just been hard since then.
Do you have any idea where she might be now? Do you think she's at that house?
She, maybe? I'm not sure.
Can you talk about the last 10 years for you?
Oh my gosh. I've struggled a lot. Growing up without a mom sucks, especially when you don't know where she is.
A lot of milestones, huh?
Yeah, lots of milestones. She didn't get to see me graduate. She didn't get to see my first dance, me drive a car, any of that.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
I'm 19.
But this would help.
It would help so much to find her or find out what happened to her.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I think that's it.
All right.
I'm sorry, can you read the correct spelling?
SAMANTHAMOYER. You're welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good luck.